As I read the passage called American Spirit, I am shocked by the difficulties the American soldiers faced in the war. They were poorly trained and improperly fed. It must have been difficult for them to have the strength to fight. I noticed the text says the Americans had much higher morale than the British. I wonder what morale is. There are not any hints about the word morale at this point in the text, so I will have to keep reading. The next sentence says that this spirit had an enormous effect, so that must be what morale is. It is spirit. The last phrases include some words in quotation marks, so these must be the actual words that the soldiers spoke who fought in the American Revolution. It says, morale is to fighting as 4 is to 1. That's an interesting phrase. This is called an analogy, which is a type of comparison. In an analogy, the first words are related to each other, and the second words are related to each other. I understand that the number 4 is larger than the number 1 in the second comparison. When something is larger, I can think of it as more important. If I can understand and apply it to the first part of the analogy, I can determine that morale is more important than the fighting ability. As I read before, morale is spirit. So the American soldiers believed their spirit to keep fighting the British and win was more important to winning the war than their training or weapons. We can use that quotation to determine a possible theme for the story. What might a possible theme be based on that analogy?